I think that in your heart of heart, you think that we're gonna just die if we don't get married.
Right.
That's not how women work, because guess what? Just like you said, there's always somebody in her DM for companionship. She's not lonely. Single and unmarried does not equate to lonely.
Well, what does Jesus Christ? Welcome to the DeMarkco effect, where you get the full effect of me. Okay, a like is free. It pushes the algorithm. For everybody that has been watching that and that has subscribed, thanks for the love. If this is your first or second time watching, make sure you like the video, most importantly. But also, if this is your third time watching, make sure you subscribe. We post videos daily. We hustle hard around here. This video came across my For You page. And it's called the Lapeef Experience. I think it used to be called the Lapeef Network, where they just kind of have a panel and they have conversations about things, men and women. But I think it's more like, based off of some of the stuff that I've heard and some of the stuff that I've seen, it doesn't really sound very intellectual, given that this lady just said what she just said. Like, women are not lonely because they always have someone in their DMs. That person that's in her DMs just wants to have sex with her. They really don't want a relationship with her. They know she look good. They gonna text her. They gonna shoot what they shot. Maybe they hit it all net. Maybe they airball. Maybe the shit bounces around the rim and it eventually goes in, right? But we're gonna restart it and we're gonna just basically hear the context of what they're talking about. But the question here is the goal marriage for every woman? Okay? And y'all comment what y'all think below.
I think that in your heart of heart, you think that we're gonna just die if we don't get married. Right. That's not how women work, because guess what? Just like you said, there's always somebody in her DM for companionship. She's not lonely. Single and unmarried does not equate to lonely. Okay, most women have most women have a person that if they want company, that man is okay, whether it's Ernest down the street at any age, Johnny, whoever. It's always somebody.
Johnny wants some pussy.
Who is available, who don't mind. You saw the video of the dude who came up, was singing a little song he wanted her to buy, make her. Did y'all see that reel? The old man, he was like trying to get the grandmama to buy, he wanted to come over. I mean, it's always, y'all think, listen to this, just like it's no different from, what if you lose your husband? What if you lose
that's not
it's
the same thing.
Situation. Ain't nobody out here single. Everybody.
Listen, this is why I say it's not very intellectual. This is very dumb. Okay? Very dumb. She's saying that just because you have somebody in your DMs that want to have sex with you and that want to be with you, it doesn't mean that you're lonely. Okay? She's negating the fact that you can be in a marriage and be lonely. That you can have a girlfriend or a boyfriend and be lonely. Okay? She's negating all of those facts, and she's trying to compare a widowed wife, a widowed woman, to a single woman, and say, oh, well, it's the same exact thing. She's never lonely because she has somebody that's going to be in her DMs. The problem with that is, yes, you're not by definition lonely, right? But you are lonely, okay? Because once that person goes away, what do you have to do? What do you look at? What do you appreciate in your life besides whatever you have? You feel good for that moment, but that person go home and say, yeah, I just busted down. I just knocked her off. I just, whatever the lingo y'all like to use, I just really can't say what I think. But her point is not very intellectual. It's not the same thing.
They single, but ain't nobody out here by themselves. You understand? People getting a companionship somewhere. That's why they staying happy. Only the ones who, I guess we're going to call incels, are the ones who are not getting this. But we've already told you, women have access. Even if it's, he wants something from it, he got to give us something to get something. He's spending time with it. He doing something.
That's not true.
Right?
But women want marriage, Shan. Women want marriage, though.
Listen, they want marriage, but they don't want marriage with just anybody. It's not a bragging right for a woman to be married with a dude ain't doing nothing. It actually devalues you. Y'all talk about it all the time. How you be with a pookie? Why you gonna marry a pookie?
Why don't women feel that being big as hell is the devaluing? Why don't women feel that way?
I don't know why they don't think that.
I guess it's the same. I guess when you're getting, because everybody can compare to the things that they're looking for and don't have, right? Versus looking at what is and what's really going to benefit. And I'm not saying that people, like men just in general, want an overweight woman. I'm not saying that. But the
Nobody wants
same
an
is
overweight
true for
woman.
women. Women don't want overweight men. Like there's just certain things that we look that as humans we look at as being attractive. But I think the difference is that a woman will see what is the biggest benefit. Like she'll take an overweight man if he meets her standards in other areas. She's more willing to compromise on certain things because what she's looking for is the resource aspect. That's our biological look for. So we'll compromise on the looks.
I agree. Now the girl that's talking now, she's actually making some sense because we see it all the time, right? We see it where, let's say, if a woman doesn't necessarily care for his weight, right? If he takes care of her in terms of money and he has resources, she doesn't mind being with him. Okay. The only time that his weight becomes a problem is when he broke. And we see it all the time. That's literally like the only time it becomes a problem is, okay, this man is fat, but he got money. But if he is broke and fat, she don't want shit to do with him. And that's just how women are. Women are naturally hypergamous. So I think one thing that we have to learn is we just got to understand women nature, and you can't get mad at a woman for wanting a guy to have resources. But you also can't get mad at a woman for looking past the guy and saying, well, maybe he's fat, but he still got resources because that's naturally how women are. They naturally want the best option, even if the best option doesn't look so good, but it kind of pays well. It's like a job that you have that this job, it don't look so good on paper, but it pays you well, so you gonna do this shit. So that's kind of how it is, but she's making sense. But I think the real question should be, like, as a woman, do you value more traditional values or do you value more modern tradition? Because modern tradition is having as much man and promoting the whole phase, but traditional is, hey, I want to have a family, I want a husband, I just want to take care of the kids, and I'm cool with being a mom, okay? And I'm cool with being a nurturing woman. So I think that's the question that y'all really should be asking. And whenever you do talk to a woman, ask her, what do you want from me? It might sound crazy, but ask her what does she want from you, and she'll tell you. She'll try not to tell you. But if it doesn't line up to what you want, you just leave that be. But for our women, y'all have to understand, like I said, y'all are very precious and treat yourself as such. Don't just be giving y'all bodies out to anybody, especially if they don't want commitment. And then also, y'all, the people that has boyfriends and girlfriends, stop acting like y'all married. Because when problems come around, one of y'all gonna leave. So that's the question y'all should be asking. Do women value more modern tradition or do they value more tradition, like how it used to be, but other than that, leave a like. It's free for the algorithm. And if this is your first and second time watching, leave a like. Third time watching, subscribe because we post every day. We hustle around here. Also, for those that disagree with what I'm saying and those that agree, make sure you comment down below. But seriously, the question I really do have is, what do women value now? Like, what do y'all value?